Anne Shirley is the most recent adaptation of the book series Anne of Green Gables, specifically the first 3 books, which details Anne's early life in the late 19th century. I have never read nor watched any adaptation of Anne of GG beforehand, so this was completely new to me, and I simply adored it. A beautiful coming-of-age story of a hyper-cheerful and imaginative little girl facing the many twists and turns of life and maintaining her romantic outlook through all of those bends in the road. I chose that word deliberately because this is a very romantic story, not in the lovey-dovey sense, although it is also that in part. Anne has a romantic view of living life that makes it hard not to love her. But like any life well lived, there is plenty of profound suffering that comes along with loving others as deeply as Anne does. This tale tugs on the heartstrings a lot and often. I have cried happy tears, and I've ugly cried at some of the harder moments. Actually, I cried so hard that my cats were checking up on me to make sure I was okay. Given just how much of Anne's life is dedicated to the page, you can't help but identify with her. At some point, you've experienced something that Anne has, or will, which coupled with her boisterous personality, makes it effortless to love her. I've heard talks online that this adaptation cuts out a lot of extra stories and details that makes for a richer narrative, which may make it a harder watch for those already familiar with Anne Shirley or the 1979 anime. But as a first-time viewer, and with no experience with the books, the story didn't feel like it was missing anything, though the pace is certainly brisk. For the time that they had, only 24 episodes, I think this anime does a fantastic job endearing the viewer to Anne, her friends, her family, and her story. I only wish there was more of it. Which technically there is in the form of the books and a plethora of other adaptations across multiple mediums. Maybe I'll go read those books, who knows. But regardless, I loved Anne Shirley, and I absolutely think it's worth the watch. 7 out of 7. Next time, the biggest romance of the season.